Yo, your webcam's boring. Maybe you got a frame on it. Maybe you don't. There's a lot of streamers I see that don't even have a frame. It's a rectangle or it's a square. Let's make it something different. You can make any shape you want. And it's pretty simple. Today we're going to use Photoshop. I'm pretty sure you can use this in any free graphics editing software. But today, this is how it's going to go. So the rounded corner webcam is like one of the most popular things going around right now. Everybody's using it and not a lot of people are figuring out how to do it. It's really easy. You use masks inside OBS and it's really simple. You don't even need a cam frame for it really. If you want to add one, we're going to show you how to do that too. You can make this any shape you want. It could be a star, it could be a triangle, it could be a diamond, it could be anything you want. And it's really easy. It's not that hard to do. All you need is a little bit of graphic software and a little bit of knowledge. All right, so here we are in Photoshop. I've got a new canvas up here. I've made it the size of my webcam, which is going to be 1920 by 1080. And I've added a grid for it, guides and the centers. So I know where the center of the image is. Just makes it easier. Now the first thing you want to do is go over here and unlock this background. Just click on the lock key. That'll unlock it. Now if you hold Control A, that'll select the entire selection. Then hit delete. Now we'll have a clear background. Hit Control D to deselect everything. Come down and add a new layer. Now in that new layer, this is where we can use our shape tool that's over here. And since it's the cool one, we'll do the rounded rectangle tool and we'll draw out a rounded rectangle right here. Boom. Now, this is where you want to make sure the center is black. So we'll change our color to black and we'll redraw that. There. So now we have that. And that's it. That's it. You can save this. Well, you can rasterize the layer and you can save this right now. You go to File, Save As. You want to select PNG. That's the file. Once you save this as a PNG file, you can throw that into OBS and have your mask ready to go and have your rounded edges on your cam frame. But let's say you wanted to have a frame go around it. You know, you wanted to make a border. So you'll come over here to this layer. You'll hold Control and hit J, and that'll make a duplicate layer of that. Now what we want to do, I'm going to clear out these guides. We don't need those anymore. So we go to our copy, and what we're going to do is double click on that layer, and that's going to bring up the layer style. Now the easiest way to do this is you go to stroke, click on stroke, and then you can make it any color you want here. You can change this color to anything you want. We're going to choose green for now. We'll make it a bright green so it's very visible. And at the very top, it'll say size. Now this is where you can choose how big you want your frame to be. Now, you don't want it too big, really. You don't. So there we go. We've got our green border going all the way around and transparent background with the black. But what's going to happen now is that's not going to work. Keep the copy selected. Right click on that copy and rasterize your layer style. Now that's going to make this one solid image now. Click on your magic wand tool and click on the black. It'll select all the black and then you hit delete on the keyboard. Now it'll take the middle out. Now you have just a frame. Now we'll come in and hit File, Save As, make it a PNG, and we can make this one the frame. Save that. And now you have your mask and your frame. You have both things and they're separate. So two different files, two different things. That easy. All right, so here we are in OBS and I got my game cam on this. I have two different OBSs open so you don't have the inception effect going on. And we're going to show you how to apply these things. The first thing you're going to want to do is make a separate scene. This is going to make everything way easier for you in the future. You want to make a separate scene that contains just your camera. And I have that here. See, I have cam 2 and then there's some other stuff in here, but don't worry about any of that stuff. It's fine. It's fine. You don't need any of that. So you go to cam 2, or your camera. You go to your camera, and we're going to right click on that, and we go to filters. Now you're going to add a filter, and you're going to look for image mask blend. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to go to browse. And when you go to browse, you're going to go you want to go find where you saved your mask and your frame at. It should be in the same place. It should be easy to find if you thought about that ahead of time. Okay, so here's our mask. Now we open up our mask, and boom, it's wrong. How do you fix that? Okay, the very top thing, you drop that down, you choose alpha mask, alpha channel. And there you go. Instantly, we have rounded borders now. So now to use that frame that we created, we'll click the plus sign to add another, we're gonna add an image source. So we click on image. And we'll call this test frame because I gotta delete all this stuff. All right, so we'll call it test frame, come in. Now go find where you saved your frame, open that up, say okay. Now, boom. It instantly fits perfect already. There's no resizing of any of this stuff at all. So it's already done. All right, so when you're on your scene, you go to your scene that you're gonna be gaming on with your smaller cam, and then we'll add that camera scene. So we'll go to source, we'll add scene, add existing scene, of course, choose your camera, the one we just added the mask and layer to, and there you go. Everything pops up all together, and then you can just resize everything at one time and make it however big you want for your stream. And it makes everything easier. Everything easier. And like I said, this can be any shape at all. And one of the cool things that you can do is we can go back to Photoshop, and we'll delete this and this, and we'll do a completely different shape really quick. Like we'll do a polygon, right? Make a polygon webcam. Because who has that? Nobody. But you can. So we can rasterize that, rasterize the layer after you create your shape. Then you Control J to duplicate. Double click on your copy. Hit your stroke. And it'll usually say whatever you use last for your stroke, so that makes it a lot easier. Then you want to rasterize your style. Choose your magic wand, click the black, delete it. Boom. Now you got it. There's your frame. There's your mask. So we'll go in. We'll save this, save as. And this is the cool part. I'm gonna automatically save this over the top of the last mask that we made. So I'm gonna replace that file with this new shape. There we go. Now I'll do that with the same thing with the frame. I'm just gonna replace that file. And it's gonna ask you sure you want to do that because it's different. Now watch what magically happens when we go back to OBS. We have a new, everything's there. It's new. It updates. It'll auto update. So if you want to change something and you made a new shape that you wanted, that you like better than the old one, it'll automatically update if you save it as the same file. If you overwrite your old file, so it'll automatically do that. And you might have to move your camera, adjust it, or something like that. But if you're doing editing stuff, if you're trying to edit it down and make it, you know, perfect, you can do that back and forth. You can go back and forth until it looks exactly the way you want it. Super easy, isn't it? So that's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. I did this in Photoshop, but I'm sure you can do this in almost any graphic editing program. It's super simple. The stroke option is pretty universal to make your frame, and that's only if you want a frame. If you don't want a frame, then you can do whatever you want. And let's see here. If you stuck around this long, let's try something. We're gonna try something here. Let's see if this works. All right, so here we are. We got a full blank slate here again. I'm gonna open up something and let's see what it does. I'm gonna grab my voodoo doll. So this is my voodoo doll. You guys know who this is if you come to my streams at all. And we're just gonna select all and copy that. Then I'm gonna come back to my blank 1920 by 1080 piece, and we're just gonna place him in there. We'll do a little resizing. To make it fit like so, like this. Okay, now this is what we're gonna do. use the magic wand and click in the blank area. Make sure you fill in all the blank areas. And then we'll do a select inverse. Now we'll make a new layer. And on top of there, we're going to hit edit and fill. Boom. Now it's all black. We'll hide our original, or we can delete the paste that we did. We don't need it anymore. We'll get rid of that. And now we have just a silhouette of the voodoo doll guy. We'll make a copy of that by Control J. Double click to bring up your layer style. We'll add the stroke. Let's change the color to red on this one. Like that. Click OK. We're going to rasterize the layer style. Boom. Okay. Now we come back to our magic wand, click in the black, and delete it. And now we have our mask and our frame. Mask with the frame. Okay. So we'll save this mask. Again, the same way. We'll save the frame. And there we go. There's a custom piece right there. I mean, this is small and tiny, but you get the point. You can make it anything you want. It's easy. Any shape you want, you can do this with. So if you want to get crazy with it, it's not that hard. If you want to keep it super simple with just a rounded border, that's fine. There's just all kind of stuff you can do with this. It's super fun. It's super easy, and I think you could have some fun with it if you just use your imagination. Till next time. See you later. Oh, there's my visceral canker sore.
Stand back, make sure nobody grabs me. I'm telling you, I can work on Jen, so I'll be fine.
I don't want you.
I just want my visual canker sore.